Middlesex pulled off a stunning last over 3-wicket win to open their account in this year's T20 Blast on a day in Radlett that saw records broken against Hampshire by the home side. Owen Morgan won the toss and inserted, and maybe have wondered about the wisdom of that decision once Darcy Short cleared the rope off Ethan Bambit in the third over, one which cost 17 runs. The fourth, delivered by Chris Green, then went for 18, all to Short, the Hawks off to a flyer. Short was timing the ball with aplomb, this effortless flick off Stephen Finn giving him his third maximum in just the fifth over. 71 runs came from the 6 overs of power play, so how Middlesex needed this wicket. James Vince connected well enough with this pull, but found Stevie Eskenazi in the deep. Vince departed for 31, but all that did was bring to the crease Joe Weatherly, who went after the wicket taker Blake Cullen. The second maximum in the 10th over took the visitors to 3 figures. Nathan Souter claimed the big wicket of Short for 48, Eskenazi again the man in the right place to leave Hampshire on 108 for 2 in the 11th. Weatherly played a very good hand, an excellent crowd enjoying the sunshine, but perhaps not the fine batting. Weatherly's 41 used up 23 balls, his last one a top edge off Souter which carried to Cullen. The visitors now on 128 for 3 with 7 overs remaining. And they continue to play their shot on an excellent surface in Radlett. Both these strokes from Lewis McManus and Liam Dawson testament to that. They took the total to 153 for 3 going into the final 5 overs. And still the runs came, both batsmen making the most of the conditions as they added 52 runs for the 4th wicket. Those runs coming at a pace in only 4 overs. Green fired one in at Dawson's pads to see him on his way for 23. A couple of tighter overs suggesting that the Hawks would not fly past 200. But they did, as McManus showed just how good this pitch was. Even slightly mishit shots could still carry the distance as long as the batsman went through with the stroke. McManus fell for 47 in the final over, too much elevation on this shot of Finn, giving Luke Holman the chance to catch under the bright sky. Next ball, Finn bowled James Fuller as Middlesex looked to finish the innings strongly. Something they nearly managed until Ryan Stevenson pummeled a slower ball from Finn over the rope for the 11th 6 of the innings. Hampshire finishing their 20 overs on 215 for 6. So there was a lot for the top order to do as Middlesex went about their reply. Paul Stirling looked up for the task as 19 runs were removed from that target in the first over. But both openers then fell quickly. Eskenazi lost his off stump to Kyle Abbott after making only a single, and then Stirling uppercut Brad Wheel to a sprinting Stevenson who held on well, the Irishman on his way for a rapid 18. Middlesex were then left with a mountain to climb when Stevenson was called into action again, Morgan the man to go chasing a wide one from Abbott to third man. It was left to the returning Joe Cracknell and John Simpson to see out the power play, having to reassess the chase as they went. It was helped as Simpson flicked with nonchalance to send this ball from Stevenson over the rope. Cracknell picked up a couple of boundaries off the last over of the restrictions, Middlesex recovering to a score of 58 for 3 from the 6 overs of power play. Simpson didn't care that more fielders could now be in the outfield. If the ball was there to hit, he would simply ask how far. Cracknell wasn't shy of going large either. This pair just started to give the supporters a chance to believe. Halfway through the chase and they had opened the door, taking the total to 111 for 3 with another 105 to find. Cracknell, a man who turned some heads in his 5 T20 outings last summer, reached his second 50 in this format. He was becoming edge-of-your-seat stuff when Simpson got to his half-century off 26 balls, helped on his way in the 12th over, which brought him 16 runs, including a couple of maximums, which saw up the 100 stand for these two. It soon became the county's best ever 4th wicket partnership in this format, and the best for any wicket against Hampshire, Fuller the latest to be treated with disdain. It was ended at 122, those runs coming in 10 overs as Simpson on 68 scored off 31 balls, was eventually stumped. He left to a standing ovation. Cracknell was still there and ready to be a hero. His heart must have been thumping through his chest as he brought the target down to a very gettable 47 from 5 overs. But then the game threatened to turn again in the 16th. Holman on 10 was bowled trying to reverse. And then Cracknell, whose 77 runs had used up only 44 balls, was held at the second attempt by Fuller. The young man produced an innings that will live long in the memory. But now 2 new men were in, with 39 required from 4 overs. Souter and Green now had a big responsibility, but both coped with that admirably as they took Middlesex to 200 to leave just 16 to get from 2 overs. But the drama was not over. Souter out in the unluckiest of ways as Abbott deflected a Green drive onto the stumps. It meant that 10 were wanted from the final over, and when only 1 run came from the first 2 balls, it looked as if the chase had ended, only for Green to find the gap for an all-important boundary. 6 runs now needed from 3 balls. And Green needed only 1 of them. He could not have connected with this shot any better. It was a magnificent hit to end a magnificent match. Middlesex claiming their second best winning chase in this format. Only the 227 for 4 they made in Taunton 2 years ago was better. Green ended with 26, which came from 13 balls, as Middlesex took the game by 3 wickets with 2 deliveries to spare. There will, I am sure, be panic to get a ticket for the next match at Radlett, which takes place against Gloucestershire on Thursday.